Payday loans are driving financial hardship. Let's have a look. Good evening, everyone. Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your ice-cold stein of, well, I'm having lemon water right now. It's bloody hot in Queensland. And let's have a look at this article from savings.com.au about payday loans, everyone. Now, I'm not a big fan of payday loans. I can't imagine anyone's at all surprised. Oh, it's cool. Nice drink. But some people get desperate, or they have no other options. Now, I think there are a lot of us out there that may never have had to resort to payday loans, and in some way that's either the result of probably maybe privileged background or just better financial skills and management. Some people probably never had good finances taught to them or role modeled to them, because often we'll learn from our parents simply by being around there. And there's calls to improve financial literacy and education at schools, but there's too much in the curriculum. We need to be pulling things out of the curriculum to focus on the fundamentals, reading, writing, and arithmetic. So that's where that argument falls now. And it could just be bad luck or stupidity. I had a good friend of mine who back at uni, he had a girlfriend, and they would like chatting to each other at night time, you know, doing the mobile phone, the phone sex. And not like these days when mobiles were cheap. This was back when it'd probably be worth actually driving and meeting in person because it would be cheaper than talking naughty on the phone. And I think he racked up a huge bill, a really big bill on the mobile. But fortunately, his mother had a secret account that she didn't let his father know, so could use that money to help pay for that bill. But oh boy, he copped it. So I mean, there's always that as a backup to payday lending. So, you know, we shouldn't look down at people who get suckered into this trap. I think we need to work to help people get out of it, because it's concerning. It really is. So, an appetite for payday loans leaves Aussies facing financial hardship. So NAB research has detailed 1 in 10 Australians are facing financial hardship having accessed a payday loan in the past 3 months. Now, is this a sign that times are just getting bad? That, you know, cost of living has gone through the roof. I went shopping and bought meat the other day, and I was shocked at how much mince was. Mince! Oh, even the suet has gone up like $4 a kilo that we're getting. We need that to boil it down to make tallow, and it's gotten more expensive. It's usually cheap. Everything's going up. So, this comes as Australians are increasingly turning to credit to tackle higher inflation and combat rising costs of living pressures. That's terrible. That's really worrying. If we are not seeing impacts in discretionary spending, or even cost of, necessity spending, because of the people are resorting to credit, this is going to end really badly for a bunch of Aussies. Insight from NAB revealed payday loans were the third most common type of debt used to manage financial hardship in the September quarter, trailing credit cards and borrowing from friends and family. Oh, further paid. I mean, here's the thing. For friends and family, it should be a gift. It shouldn't be borrowing. But I guess if it's enough, even that. Further, payday loans are considered the most stress-inducing at 64.2 points ahead of loans from friends and family, and at 57.3, personal loans at 51, and home loans at 51.7. So payday loans are the ones driving up your stress. For reference, NAB's data details a score closer to 0 indicates lower financial stress. Okay, so yeah. I mean, I imagine the only one would be higher would be borrowing from the bikies or a illegal loan shark. Although some of the rates these guys charge, it's pretty bloody close, isn't it? In the lead up to Christmas, NAB Head of Consumer Vulnerability, Mike Chambers, warned against the use of payday loans to manage the extra expenses people may be facing. Christmas can be a financially stressful time for many people, and when faced with financial stress, it can be tempting to try and find a quick fix to manage costs, Mr. Chambers said. Data from Roy Morgan, published last month, revealed Aussies are expected to continue to open their wallets, forecast to spend $63.9 billion in the pre-Christmas sales period from the 14th of November to the 24th. Mr. Chambers said payday loans can seem an attractive option, as they are often instant and have low credit controls in place, making them more accessible to people in desperate situations. Is it more accessible or taking advantage? I guess it's how you frame it. I mean, these businesses, these payday loan businesses, are providing a service. They're providing money to people who could probably get it no other way, and they're taking on a huge risk, because how many of them just don't pay? And you've got to chase up and deal with these people. So, yeah, it can... So, the market does provide. But if we want to dissuade people, particularly now, everyone has access to YouTube. Everyone has access to knowledge to a greater extent than ever before. And maybe, we have to... How can we make frugality cool again? We need to get the TikTok dancing going, get a pretty girl up there talking about being frugal and cheap, cutting back on needless luxuries. Minimalism, that's such a fantasy of mine. I will watch YouTubers go on the whole minimalist lifestyle and just fantasize that I could have my whole life in one backpack. I can't even go to the pool without 7, 8 towels with all the kids. So yeah, it's just a fantasy. So let me live vicariously through you all, guys. All of you become minimalists. What people don't realize is that there are often many hidden costs associated with the loans, on top of higher interest and late payment fees, he said. This warning comes despite the NAB detailing Australians are owing an average $6,200 on payday loans in the last 3 months. Oh, shit. $6,000. I mean, the thing is, these can rack up. They can really rack up, and you just accumulate this debt. And we'll talk about my favorite strategy for paying off debt after this article. Further, NAB pushed ignition earlier this month on a new Buy Now, Pay Later product dubbed NAB Now, Pay Later. NAB Now, Pay Later. It has happened to the market amid the push for credit in the lead up to Christmas. Oh, no. I guess it's better than the alternatives. It's better than going to a payday loan place. Zip co-founder and Global Chief Operations Officer Peter Gray recently told savings.com.au he expects to see customers continue to turn to credit and credit cards in times of high inflation and increased costs of living. Those who utilize this form of credit continue to extend their debt by only paying the minimum repayments, will continue to incur enormous interest bills, increasing the amount they owe and the time required to pay it back, he said. Well, yes. And here's an advertisement they obviously have. So, let's look at my favorite technique for paying off debt, guys. Because if you're in this situation, you've got some payday loans, you've got some other loans, you got to sort your shit out. You got to step back and get out of this mess. First thing I would suggest is to be very frugal this Christmas, to not spend much money on people. Really cut back. If you have any electronic goods or items that you can sell to pay down debt, do that now. Tell people, give them a card going, I don't know how this will go over, but maybe to close family members going, write them a lovely card going, sorry, I can't afford to pay you a present this year. I love you very much and care for you. I have devoted what your present would be to paying off my debt. If you can admit that to your close family members. Close family and friends, if they care about you, they wouldn't care about that. They should be able to accept that. A real friend wouldn't give a shit about a present. It's just you turning up. And if you're in trouble, they'd want to see you taking care of your mess. That should be encouraging. But let's look at my favorite strategy for paying down debt. Now, there are two strategies, and this one is one that's pushed by Dave Ramsey and many others, the debt snowball technique or method. Now, I like this one because of the psychological benefits that it brings. You get victories and you celebrate those victories. Because paying down debt, managing your finances is not that complicated. You can do it with like grade 4, grade 5 mathematics, to be honest. Most of us have the technical skills to do it, but it's just bad habits. It's psychology. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I'll be honest, I was driving home today from swimming with the kids. We all went, all of us. 6 kids and 2 adults. It's exhausting. We have swimming lessons every week. And here's the funny thing, because after the 4th kid, every other child who gets swimming lessons is free. So I think we're one of the few families that takes advantage of that to the extreme. But anyway, the point is, I was exhausted, and I wanted to just say, stuff it. Forget the diet, forget eating healthy. Let's get the kids a crappy $5 Domino's and eat that. And I was really tempted, but no, I didn't want to waste the money. Because I still felt the sting of going shopping the other day, so I went home, kids showered, and I cooked a nice mince dinner. It's all sorted. Saved me $20, $40 that I would have wasted otherwise. It's psychological. You've got to really fight to stop wasting money, and every dollar counts. So this way, if you're in a mess, this is a really good strategy to dig yourself out of it. You list out all your debts that you have, every single one. Okay, then you make minimum payments on everything. Now, any extra money you get, and this should be either through selling things that you have around the house, through taking on additional work, through cutting your costs and devoting it to getting rid of debt, all of that, you put on your smallest debt. Your smallest debt. So say you've got, I don't know, we'll say a $3,000 payday loan there, and a $5,000 credit card, and I don't know, a $25,000 car loan. You know what I mean. Guys, you attack this guy first. Every little payment, you just chip away at it. Chip away at it. Then once you knock him over, you go on the next one. Then the next one. You ignore interest. Interest doesn't factor to it. Even though this one, he may be a higher interest rate, so it's smarter to pay the $5,000 debt off. You want to hit the $3,000 one because it's a psychological victory. You'll win. And then you start to become a real cheap bastard and start rambling about $1 coffees going to $2 on your YouTube channel because every penny counts. That's what you need to do. Another step you should also have in here is to build up an emergency buffer of $1,000 first. Put everything in minimum. I'll add that to here. Minimum payments on everything. Build up an emergency fund of $1,000. That's not savings, it's emergency. And then hit the debts. You want that $1,000 as a buffer in case something goes wrong, in case your car gets damaged, in case you've suddenly got to travel somewhere to take care of family or something comes up. That's what you want. And this is the debt snowball method. This is what you do to get out of your debt. Because all of this debt, it just entraps you. It's a terrible thing to have. We see here the stress that it's causing people. And this is what causes marriage breakdowns. This is what causes a lot of social issues and fighting. This is what makes life shit, honestly. Borrowing money for crap that you don't need to impress people you don't give a shit about. Because the real friends and family in your life, they shouldn't give a crap about that. If they do, if you surrounded yourself by all these assholes that give a crap about this materialistic shit, you're either really young and your friends haven't grown up yet, or you need to find some new friends, guys. You need to find some new friends. So, I mean, it's sad that you've got 10% of the population that are in this situation. I think we will always have that. And it's probably just people going through a stage in their life where you may need to go through and make some stupid mistakes to learn how to get your finances under control. So let me know in the comments, please, if you have successfully used the debt snowball technique or the avalanche technique, or what you've done to conquer some debt, and maybe share some stupid mistakes you dug yourself out of to encourage other people that are in a situation and feel like it's hopeless. Because, well, here's the thing. You got all these people chasing the get-rich-quick bullshit on crypto. You don't need that much money to be happy and stress-free. honestly. You do not. You just don't need a pile of debt on your back and decent money. Not even decent, honestly. You just need enough to be happy and not worry. But if you don't have that debt mountain on your back, you can live so much freer. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Check out my other channel, HeiseBim and HeiseSays International. And if you want to support the channel and the stuff we discuss here, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy a Pocket Squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening. And I will see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Only one episode for tonight. Yeah, with swimming, I'm exhausted. I've had a long day, guys. But no, all good. Take care. I'll see you next time.